masyadong binigyan ng importansya si Yusek Cabral.
Tama.
Kailangan lahat. All of them should be
correct.
monitored.
All right, and with that, we'll take it from here on a Monday. Thank you so much again. The big story, Cess and Pauline. On our show, we've got results for you from 6 NBA games today, plus the end of the elimination round of the PBA Philippine Cup.
And we find out what Philippine sports officials have to say about the country's run at the Southeast Asian Games.
Let's start a week strong. I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Lutuncalaw.
And here's tonight's play-by-play.
Ramiro, the show by Mamoy leads. Mr. Moves puts it on. Unbelievable. Gemma on the left side. Oh, the pass! That's another one. Bacunas rejecting Espejo for the win.
Let's start the show with an explosive performance in the NBA, courtesy of New York's next superstar, Jalen Brunson. The Knicks beat the Miami Heat 132-125 at the Garden, with Brunson tallying a whopping 47 big points. That is his career high at the Mecca of basketball, the Madison Square Garden. The Knicks did start the game flat, though, although only Brunson and Mikal Bridges came out firing to combine for 45 off New York's 66 points in the first half. Come the second, well, OG Anunoby joined the party. Bridges finished with 24 points. Anunoby added 18, all coming in the last two quarters. Their efforts helped the Knicks overcome a tough night for Karl Anthony Towns, who had just 2 points and 6 rebounds in 28 minutes of play. Kelal Ware had a team-high 28 for Miami in a losing effort. The Knicks are second in the East now with 20 wins and 8 losses. Meanwhile, the Heat fall to play-in territory with 15 victories and 14 defeats.
Ball was going in the hoop.
They pay me for analysis, not you, I guess. Okay. How about the fact that your team has not lost consecutive games since Halloween? We're a few days from Christmas. What does that also say about this team, the ability to bounce back after a tough night Friday night?
I mean, it's important if we want to do the things you say we can do. And so we got to be resilient. We got to have short-term memory, you know, with wins and losses, but most importantly after losses. So, I mean, it's big time.
There were some big shots made late in the game. You guys made 23 pointers in this game and some huge ones. You had one in the corner off a Mitchell Robinson save. Josh Hart had one from about 40 feet. And also Mikal Bridges had one in the corner. If you were going to pick the biggest one of the game, which one? I'm putting you on the spot.
Josh. I'm going to say Josh.
Meantime, the Chicago Bulls prevail over the Atlanta Hawks in the highest scoring game of the season so far. The two teams scored a total of 302 points, with the Bulls winning by just 152-150. Chi-Town already had 83 points at the break. That's their season high in points for a half. The Hawks caught up down the stretch, but their rally came up short when Trae Young missed what would have been the game-tying pull-up jumper. Matas Buzelis tallied 28 points to lead 9 Chicago players who scored in double figures. Josh Giddey had a near triple-double of 19 markers, 9 rebounds, and 12 assists. Young and Jalen Johnson tallied a combined 71 points in Atlanta's losing cause. The Bulls notched their 13th win in 28 games, while the Hawks split their first 30 outings for a 15-15 slate.
I didn't have a good angle of the play. Obviously, he was driving to get to a spot. You know, that's what he tries to do, is draw fouls. And, you know, there was nothing called. Again, I didn't have a good look, but they tried to get him in the corner, and he came back and got it on a handoff and kind of went around coverage. And, you know, we just chased him at that point in time. Like I said, it's all along, the group's unselfish. Like, they play together. And, like, this was like a totally, because we were somewhat healthy, maybe not completely against New Orleans, and we couldn't make a shot, right? It was like 26%. So I just think you want to be able to play in a way that's sustainable, which I think we did in New Orleans. We just shot it so poorly, but I think we did that and have been trying to do that. To me, with the way we're moving the ball, sharing the ball, the kind of shots we're generating, to me, is sustainable. But again, I think for me, coming down the stretch of the game, I always try to look at the things that we really have control over. And I know Kobe, just as competitive as he is, he's going to be, kicking himself about missing a couple free throws.
Meantime, in the Western Conference, Sacramento Kings stunned the Houston Rockets in overtime. Let's go fast forward to the fourth quarter. Here we go. Kings down 3, but here comes Russell Westbrook hitting that game-tying 3 with 13 seconds left. Big shot. And that one ultimately sent the game into OT. Then in the extension, it was Dennis Schroeder's turn to step up. He nailed this corner cold-blooded big 3 of his own to give the Kings a 1-point lead with 2 seconds remaining. Kevin Durant missing this jumper right there. As time expired, final score 125-124 to Brody and KD hugging there. And DeMar DeRozan and Keegan Murray paced the Kings with 27 and 26 points, respectively. Westbrook and Schroeder combined for 45 markers, 21 rebounds, and 14 assists. Alperen Sengun had 28 for Houston in a losing effort. The Kings stopped the bleeding and notched their 7th win in 29 outings. The Rockets, meanwhile, settled for 17 victories and 9 setbacks.
I think in a huge way, like Portland don't want to get fined. That goes that way. They come here and just almost, and then you get down, and then just the continued fight and to compete at that level. I have the utmost respect for those guys in the locker room because, in our league it's hard to win games, but you can also let go of the rope, and they refuse to let go. That team right there is going to be in the mix. And, both of us on a back-to-back. I know they're traveling, big win for them, obviously, in Denver. But to come out and compete like that for our guys after some of the heartbreaks that we've had lately says a lot about their character as individuals and collectively. Yeah.
3 more NBA games today. Here are the scores. The Brooklyn Nets overcome the Toronto Raptors after a back-and-forth affair, 96-81. De'Aaron Fox and the San Antonio Spurs defeat the Washington Wizards 124-113. And lastly, the Minnesota Timberwolves rally from 16 points down to beat the Milwaukee Bucks 103-100. The elimination round of the PBA Philippine Cup has come to a close. Find out what teams are saying as the conference enters the quarterfinals. That's next here on Play by Play. Stay tuned to One News.
And we're back. Thank you for joining us here on Play by Play, only on One News. Earlier, we're talking about the NBA. Now let's go to the PBA. As the TNT Tropang 5G looking to go back-to-back against the Magnolia Hotshots in the PBA Philippine Cup. Let's take a look at the highlights here. Two teams will slug it out again in the quarters right after they faced each other to close out the elimination round yesterday, Sunday. TNT ended up winning that game 94-83 to secure the second seed and having a twice-to-beat edge. Magnolia would have finished in the top four and get its own twice-to-beat incentive had it taken the victory. Here's TNT head coach Chot Reyes talking about the team's mindset, especially as they enter the playoffs.
We approached this game with the mindset that we needed 2 wins. So we knew whatever happens, we needed to win. We needed to get 2 wins. So we win tonight, we need to get 1 more win. If we had lost tonight, we still need to get 2 wins. So yun ang aming approach. He said, let's be prepared to get 2 wins, and to get to 2, we had to get 1 first. So now we cannot get too high. We cannot be content because there's still 1 more tough game, and I think we're going to play them again. So we know how talented and how deep that team is. So we just need to be ready. We need to be ready. But like I said, we knew coming in that we had to get 2 W's.
The TNT victory spoiled LA Tenorio's debut as a player for Magnolia. The head coach of the Hotshots had to hit the hard court with Jerome Lastimosa and Paul Lee sidelined. The 41-year-old Tenorio is the first playing coach in the PBA since Manny Pacquiao in 2014. He contributed 4 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. This is Tenorio's first game as a player since last season's Philippine Cup semifinals when he was still with Barangay Ginebra, San Miguel. Despite the result, Tenorio made it clear that this won't be a one-time appearance.
Mahirap kasi kailangan mo magturo at the same time, di ba? You have to be on the floor. There's a lot of things that maraming kailangan isipin. Mahirap. It's not easy. Not easy, but it's doable. Kaya naman. Of course, with the help of my coaching staff. I trust them. I trust them that they're gonna make good decisions for me. If I'm playing in the court, hindi ako coach, player ako. So sila na bahala sa labas. And if I'm on the bench, then I'm coach. Ano lang naman. Mukhang gano'n na yung mangyayari. Diba? But I think with these 4 days, malay natin, diba, makabalik siya nila. Bata pa naman yan eh. Madali naman mag-heal yan. So hopefully he can come back. But if not, then I'll be ready naman.
Well, as for Ginebra head coach Tim Cone, he's far from satisfied despite his team's stellar performance to end the PBA Philippine Cup eliminations. Ginebra scored its 5th straight win Sunday by beating the Titan Ultra Giant Ricers 108 to 105. That victory did not come easy though. The Gin Kings had to fight back from being 16 points down to come out on top. And even with their win streak, Cone believes the team has not played their best game yet this conference. Ginebra will enter the quarterfinals as the number 5 seed, and they will face the Converge Fiber Xers, who hold a twice-to-beat edge. Here's Coach Tim talking about his team and sharing his thoughts on the Converge matchup.
The rain or shine game we played in Bahrain was not our best performance, and tonight was not our best performance. But hopefully we're saving it for the first game of the playoffs. We played them long ago, sometime in the mid-conference, and they beat us. So, we end up tying. So they're deserving to have that 4th slot. We understand that. But as far as we're concerned, we just got 1 game to play. So we're just going to lock into 1 game. And there's a lot that needs to be worked on before that game. So luckily we have 3 days to get ready, and we're going to use every day we can. Beat us the first time around, and we got to find the reasons why they did and see what we can do to make adjustments. Really good, young, strong team.
The elimination round of the PBA Season 50 Philippine Cup is now complete and the playoff picture is set. The defending champions, the San Miguel Beermen, are at the top of the standings with a 9-2 record. Again, TNT is second at 8-3. The Rain or Shine Elasto Painters also have an 8-3 slate but are the third seed because of the quotient system. Converge is fourth at 7-4. The top four will have a twice-to-beat advantage in the quarterfinals. Again, Ginebra is fifth in the standings even though they also have a 7-4 card. Meralco, Magnolia, and NLEX are 6th through 8th with identical 6-5 records. Their seeding was determined through the quotient. Titan Ultra, Phoenix, Terra Firma, and Blackwater are all eliminated from the conference. Coming up, basketball royalty gets its flowers. On World Basketball Day, FIBA unveils its Hall of Fame class of 2026, headlined by legends Dirk Nowitzki and Sue Bird. The details and more when play-by-play returns here on One News. Welcome back. You're watching Play-by-Play on One News. The Philippine Olympic Committee and Philippine Sports Commission called the country's campaign in the 2025 Southeast Asian Games successful in spite of some challenges. Despite falling short of the initial goal of 60 golds, POC President Bambol Tolentino believes it was still a good showing. The country won a total of 277 medals, 50 gold, 73 silver, and 154 bronze. Tolentino says we have to put the team's performance into context while also alluding to alleged questionable calls and decisions that favored host Thailand. The boxing team was among those badly hit as the Thais reaped golds across the board. Yumir Marshall was the country's only first placer after ruling the 80-kilogram division for his fifth SEA Games gold. Despite the challenges, Tolentino acknowledged the athletes' efforts and the pride they brought to the country.
Ito yung fruit ng nagkakaisang magkasama ang PSC at saka POC. So, ito yung fruit. Very successful para sa amin. No? We broke many records. We defended. We beat their games. Yun ang importante dun eh. Of course, basketball as predicted. In spite, mabigat yung in spite, ha? In spite. Applicable to all sports yun. Yung in spite. It's an uphill battle dahil dun sa in spite. So, alam nyo na kung ano ibig sabihin nun. Pinakamarami nga tayong bronze eh. Why? Ayun yung in spite. Hindi kayo pwede mag-finals. Kailangan hanggang bronze lang kayo. Di ba? Ganun yun. This is, masakit man sabihin. Sa Manila ko nasasabihin sana eh. This is a brutal SEA Games. Di ba? Hindi kinaya ng iba. Pilipino pa rin ang nanay.
PSC Chair Patrick Gregorio agreed with the POC's assessment, but Gregorio also saw the silver lining in winning bronze medals. He said this is the country's grassroots programs at work. Of course, everyone's aiming for gold, but the PSC is also looking at the future of the Philippine contingent. And Gregorio believes getting exposed to international meets like the SEA Games will only do good things for our young athletes.
Yan ang grassroots natin. Yung bronze medals na yan ang grassroots natin. And mag-i-improve yan because we gave them an opportunity to participate in the Southeast Asian Games in Bangkok. So, ako very happy ako kasi alam mo kung minsan ang paligsahan, palakasan ng pataasan ng talon at palakpakan yan eh. Di ba? Saan ba tayo pinakamasaya? Siyempre yung dalawang basketball natin, yung football natin, beach volleyball natin, Alex Iyala, EJ Obiena. Diba? So, softball, baseball. At yan, yung mga combat sports. So, dyan tayo pinaka-happy eh. So, yan ang basihan ng participation natin. Maligaya ba yung 112 million Filipinos? Yan ang basihan.
Will try to go for the slam. Clowney says, no, no, no. What a block there by Clowney, meeting him up top there at the apex of the jump. Good timing by the big man. Clowney at 19 points, 9 boards, 2 blocks. Nets beat the Raptors 96-81 at Barclays Center at home. Good win for Brooklyn. Up next, Spurs against Wizards. Let's roll it. Castle gets the steal. 2-on-1 break. Touch pass by De'Aaron Fox and Castle. Look at the sophomore with a windmill there. Bright future for the Spurs with that backcourt. Then you add Dylan Harper. Then you add Victor Wembanyama and the other pieces that they have. Keldon Johnson and others. Man, this is a scary young Spurs team. Castle tallied 18 points, 11 assists. Fox, 27 points, 6 assists. And the Spurs win at home. Beat the Wizards 124-113. Kawawang Washington. Meantime, let's go to the next game. Rockets and Kings here in Sacramento. Woo! Bully ball. Amen Thompson. Can I get an amen there? Just look at that. Ramming through. Need Clifford there. Lalo nagawa si Clifford. Bully ball by Amen. What a game. Two-handed flush there. So athletic, so freakishly athletic too. Thompson stuffing the stat sheet, 18 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists as well. 3 steals all around for Amen, but still wasn't enough to beat the Kings. Okay, same game. Let's go. Schroeder will find the Brody. Westbrook, bang, bang, bang. And look at the two collaborating there. Former teammates in LA with the Lakers, but big three there by Brody. And take a look at time winding down there, tying at 112 all. KD, 4-3, no. And then Westbrook, yes, that's it. Big, big, big time. Woo. By the way, the former MVP posted 21 points, 13 boards, 4 assists, 4 sack down. Okay. That's not how they won. Let's go to the winning play. The Kings and the Rockets here. DeRozan has it. Time winding down in OT. 8 seconds. Guarded by KD. Finding Schroeder. three. Let's it fly. Bullseye. 2.2 remaining. Big three by Schroeder. Look at him, even taunting the defense. Big three by the vet. Two vets, former Lakers, laughing there. Big plays from Westbrook and Schroeder to help the Kings beat the Rockets. Good pass there by the vet. DeRozan finding Schroeder for that big three. By the way, the German was stellar off the bench, posting 24.7 rebounds, 10 assists too for Schroeder. And the Kings, as I said, they win at home, beat the Rockets in OT, 125-124.
And before we go, FIBA marks World Basketball Day by announcing its Hall of Fame class of 2026. Headlining the class are NBA legend Dirk Nowitzki and WNBA icon Sue Bird. Nowitzki starred for Germany across 2 decades of FIBA competition and also left his mark in the NBA with an MVP award and a title with the Dallas Mavericks. As for Bird, she was the heart of Team USA's dominant run, winning 4 World Cups and 5 Olympic gold medals before retiring in 2021. The rest of the class includes Celine Dumer, Hido Turkoglu, Clarice Machangwana, Wang Jiji, Ismenia Pochard, and Coach Ludwig Mieta Mikolajewicz. The 7 players and 1 coach will be enshrined in a ceremony set for April 21 in Berlin, Germany.
Okay, what a start to the holiday week. Hope
3
you guys
days
are enjoying your
before
vacation.
before Christmas.
3 days.
3 days.
Yeah, 3 days
Woo.
na lang. It's December 22, Monday. But that's all from us tonight, mga kapatid. Catch us again tomorrow. Yes, we're still live, 8:30 p.m. for a play-by-play of the day's top sports stories.
Play-by-play is on One News, that's Signal TV, Channel 8 on SD, and Channel 250 on HD. We are also available on Signal Play and Pilipinas Live.
I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Litoncalao. Thank you for watching, mga kapatid. Happy Monday. Good night.